Right now at 10, video of an arrest in Sun Prairie is drawing scrutiny online. What witnesses and the police are saying about the incident.
And the city of Fitchburg re-signs its Fitch-Rona EMS district agreement. What changes could be coming to the service?
Plus, Packers QB Jordan Love is recovering from surgery. Jason Wilde tells us what to look out for as Malik Willis takes over. That is all coming up on News 3 Now at 10. Good evening, and thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm Sarah Carlson.
And I'm Eric Franke. We begin in Sun Prairie, where police are responding to a video of an arrest that is getting some scrutiny online. That incident happened Saturday night on South Bird Street in Sun Prairie after police got a report of a man assaulting a woman.
Police say he was then taken to a hospital for a medical condition that was, quote, unrelated to the use of force. Now, we want to warn you this video may be disturbing for some, and we also removed the audio due to its graphic nature.
News 3 Now's Jalen Banks caught up with both the family and Sun Prairie police to learn more about what happened.
This is the scene Saturday night of police subduing Jerry Clark. And this scene, caught on video by witnesses, is causing people in Sun Prairie to ask questions.
Unsettled. Very, very, very unsettling. Yeah.
That is the feeling one Sun Prairie resident is overwhelmed with after witnessing the arrest of one of his neighbors.
He dropped. He went limp. Then they carried him over to my driveway and set him in my driveway. It was cops screaming. Everybody was screaming.
Officers responded to South Bird Street at 11:19 Saturday night for reports of an assault. Police say when they arrived, someone was restraining 37-year-old Jerry Clark, who was trying to fight another person. Police say Clark resisted arrest. You can see officers stunning Clark with a taser, sending him flat on his back and restraining him. Police say Clark was then transported to a local hospital for an unrelated incident and that he was combative during the transport. Sun Prairie police say the body cam video shows an active physical altercation.
In the video from the body cam, you can see officers approaching a female, restraining a male, and the female saying, "Take him, take him." That's very important because the officers, knowing what they know at the initial call, was that there was a physical disturbance.
We asked Sun Prairie police if they would release the body cam video today, but we were told we would have to submit a formal request to receive it. Earlier, Clark's fiancée, Aisha Miller, gave a different perspective on the situation seen in the video.
Came across the street to where we were and told us to get the hell away from my boyfriend. And then they just started grabbing him, slamming him on the ground, hitting him in his face. He's trying to explain to them, like, I live here, what are you guys doing? The part that irritated me more was the fact that you guys see he's unconscious, he's bleeding from his face, you guys already have him handcuffed, but then you pick him up from in front of my house and take him down the street in front of somebody else's house.
Miller believes the force was excessive and is what ultimately led to Clark going to the hospital.
He doesn't have any medical conditions. He's never had a medical condition. It was no need for the excessive force. If you guys would have just walked up and asked us what was going on, we would have been able to tell you. That way it wouldn't even been as, confrontational as it was.
In witness video we were able to obtain, you see what appears to be an officer with his knee in Clark's neck and back area after he was already handcuffed and on the ground. I asked Chief Warwick of Sun Prairie about this tactic. Here's what he had to say.
In this situation, he continued resisting officers. The officers had to meet the act of resistance, and they can go one step above in the use of force to take him into custody. As far as the knee on the back, we'll have to review that on the camera, but they were trying to stabilize him on the ground so that he would not get up and further escalate the situation or further harm somebody.
Sun Prairie police say they will now do a departmental review of the reports made and body cam footage to ensure the officers' actions were consistent with their training and the law. Reporting in Sun Prairie, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Jalen, thank you. Clark's fiancée says he is no longer in a medically induced coma and has been awake since 10 o'clock this morning. News 3 Now has also put in a formal request for the body cam footage from that incident, and you can find the full witness video on our website, channel3000.com.
Well, it wasn't too hot out there today, but is warmer weather in our forecast.
Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington is here with the high temperatures headed our way.
I am, yes. A little relief here as we go Wednesday into Thursday, 80, 81, then 84. That's a bit above normal on Friday, and then boom, up to 88 by the time we get to Saturday. Back down to 84 on Sunday and 80 on Monday. and then 70s next week. With that transition, you're probably thinking, well, there's going to be some form of weather in there, and yes, there will be. We're going to track thunderstorms and when we can expect those storms, the best time, I should say, a little bit later in our newscast. So our temperature trend is going to be on a little bit of a roller coaster ride. We still have a couple showers out there just northeast of Waunakee, northwest of Sun Prairie, right on 151 just before getting to Columbus. And if you kept driving up on 151, you'd need the windshield wipers up near Beaver Dam. Again, we can get right down to street level mapping here with radar 3000. Otherwise, pretty much high and dry for tonight, although we will have some dense fog build in across southern Wisconsin. And again, as we take peek here at Future Track, take a note. Showers, isolated storms, they are out of here. We clear on out. Why is this important? Well, we have a treat tonight. We have the Perseid meteor shower that we have, I think, some really good viewing conditions as we move through the rest of the night tonight. So it does peak tonight going into the early morning hours of the 13th, right after midnight. And what are we expecting again? Clearing skies overnight. So good night for that viewing. You want that dark open sky, limited moonlight, and also limited pollution from town lights as well. So if you go a couple of miles to the west of Madison, as an example, you have good viewing for the Perseid meteor shower. Coming up when you see me next, we're going to track those storm chances percolating back into the forecast a little bit later as we head towards the weekend. That's coming up.
All right, thank you, Alex. As Wisconsinites deal with the aftermath of the extreme flooding from the weekend, some people are learning that getting flood insurance is not so quick and simple. Flood insurance not included on any home policy in Wisconsin, and it does take 30 days to take effect. It's also more expensive if you're in a high-risk flood zone. But insurance agents say this weekend's unprecedented weather shows that it can happen to anyone, almost anywhere.
Unfortunately, sometimes people don't realize how important it is until they witness it, right? A neighbor or a friend. So we definitely have had a lot of calls, a lot of questions about, hey, is flooding covered under my policy? Is there something I can do to add coverage for that, et cetera?
Flood claims are also going to be larger and take more time because it doesn't just affect one home like a roof inspection or hail damage. To find out if your home is in a high-risk flood zone, you can check the National Flood Insurance Program website.
Tonight, a new agreement between Fitchburg and Verona officially reorganizes emergency medical services in the area.
And it comes after the municipalities nearly severed their contract last year. Our Maddie Heimsch reports on the new agreement.
Fitchburg is the final of the 3 municipalities involved in the EMS service to sign off on the new agreement, an agreement Chief Patrick Anderson calls more equitable.
Looked at it and said, how can we kind of even this out a little bit more?
The Fitch-Verona EMS district has been jointly responding to residents in the city of Fitchburg, the city of Verona, and the town of Verona for nearly 50 years.
Since 1977. So you can imagine things have changed a lot since then.
The life-saving services are paid for in part by income. The rest of the costs are split up by the 3 municipalities, the share of each one determined by equalized value. But since the 70s, when the deal was made, the formula has led to inequities.
City of Fitchburg is about 65% of our calls. They're only paying about 50% of our budget, where the city of Verona, which is only about 20 to 30% of our calls, was actually paying about 45%.
Anderson says it's thanks to factors like the Epic headquarters moving to Verona and the increase in senior living complexes in Fitchburg that made the previous deal increasingly uneven.
So that's what kind of skewed that equalized value of all of a sudden.
But now with new terms solidified,
I think all 3 municipalities came to the table with the best of intentions.
The motion carries. Thank you.
The new cost formula will be based not only on that equalized value, but on population and call volume of each as well. And when it comes to dissolving the district,
it comes up every 5 years. We just power through it every 5 years. And like we say, it's been 45 years, and every time they bring this up, we are still here.
Reporting in Fitchburg, I'm Maddie Heimsch, News 3 Now.
All right, thank you, Maddie. And these new terms will go into effect on January 1st.
New numbers released today by the Bureau of Labor Statistics show overall inflation has remained steady, even as tariffs are boosting some prices. Consumer prices rose 0.2% in July, keeping the annual inflation rate at 2.7%, according to the latest Consumer Price Index. Falling gas prices helped keep overall inflation in check, but a broad array of products did get more expensive as tariffs are starting to be passed on to consumers.
And small restaurants across the country are scrambling as some key costs skyrocket. According to federal data in July, hamburger beef at the wholesale level was up nearly 21% compared to the same month 10 years ago. The National Restaurant Association says the increase in costs is becoming a pressure point for many restaurants.
We have seen menu prices that have increased every single month this year, and certainly over the last 5 months. And so that has been really a function of the fact that those costs have continued to rise.
CNN analysis of Commerce Department data found in the first half of 2025, U.S. restaurants and bars saw one of the weakest 6-month periods of sales in the past decade.
We learned today Jordan Love underwent surgery for a left thumb injury.
And now the Packers are leaning on a former Tennessee Titan to lead them to victory. Senior Packers writer Jason Wilde has more on what to look for when watching backup quarterback Malik Willis.
A year ago at this time, Malik Willis wasn't even a member of the Green Bay Packers. He was still third on the depth chart for the Tennessee Titans. And then, at the end of training camp, Brian Gutekunst acquired him for a 7th-round pick to be the Packers' backup behind Jordan Love. It turned out to be a steal of a trade, as he led the Packers to 2 wins when Jordan Love was sidelined by a knee injury, and then came on in relief in a game in Jacksonville and led them to victory there too. Now the Packers are counting on Malik Willis again, at least in the short term and perhaps not for very long, but to lead their number 1 offense after Jordan Love underwent surgery to repair some ligament damage in his left thumb, his non-throwing hand.
Just excited for the opportunity, excited to go out and have some fun, play this game. I mean, we're all, looking for opportunity and look that to be ready for each opportunity that we get, especially when it comes to, going out and just running the offense. I feel like that's what is most important. It's not about going out and doing anything crazy. It's about making sure that we stay on schedule and we continue to do what we can to make plays.
So Malik Willis understands the job at hand, no pun intended. He knows that he's got to carry this offense for as long as it needs to be carried. Perhaps it's only a week or two, and perhaps it doesn't extend into the September 7th opener against the Detroit Lions here at Lambeau Field and here on Channel 3. The expectation is that Jordan Love is going to be fine, but in the interim, it's up to Malik Willis to keep doing what he's done for this team from the very beginning of his arrival last year, coming through, getting the team through a rough spot, and coming out the other side. Jason Wilde in Green Bay, channel3000.com.
Thank you so much, Jason. Now the Packers are set to hit the road this Saturday for the preseason again. They'll head to Lucas Oil Stadium to face off against the Colts. Kickoff is set for noon.
And still ahead at 10, investigators work to find the cause of a deadly explosion at a U.S. steel plant near Pittsburgh.
Plus, National Guard troops make arrests in Washington, D.C. as President Trump prepares to try to end the war in Ukraine. That's next.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Investigators in Pennsylvania are working to determine what caused a deadly explosion at a U.S. steel plant.
That blast, which officials clarified as just one explosion, killed 2 people and injured more than 10 others. One worker spent several hours trapped in the rubble before being rescued. Democratic Governor of Pennsylvania Josh Shapiro noted the challenges steel workers face every day, and he vowed to get to the bottom of what happened.
It is dangerous work that they do. It shouldn't be as dangerous as it was yesterday. And we owe them an answer for what happened. We owe them the answers to their questions. And we owe them to never forget the sacrifices that occurred here yesterday.
Yesterday's explosion was not the first at this facility. A blast in 2009 killed a maintenance worker, and an explosion the following year injured 14 employees and 6 contractors.
A federal takeover of Washington, D.C.'s police force is underway as President Trump prepares for a high-stakes meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The White House says 800 National Guard troops have been activated and they made 23 arrests. The Guard deployment comes as President Trump is pushing for an end to the war in Ukraine, but as of now, the talks will not include Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky.
So the president is agreeing to this meeting at the request of President Putin. And the goal of this meeting for the president is to walk away with a better understanding of how we can end this war.
White House officials say President Trump is open to a trilateral meeting that would include President Zelensky in the future. Zelensky has expressed skepticism about Friday's talks, though, maintaining that Putin has no intention of ending that war. Well, Radar 3000 has been busy the last couple of days, but will we get more rain overnight?
Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington with more on our shower chances. Alex?
Small shower chances, and we just got a couple small showers out there right now left as a cold front moves through the area rather uneventfully near Sun Prairie, just east of 39 between Waunakee and Sun Prairie. Columbus, you might have a couple raindrops hitting your window right now. As we zoom on out, looks like there's a lot of rain out there, but this is just what we call ground clutter, which is a lot of moisture pooling near the radar site, especially when the radar's got a very sensitive mode on it. But no big thunderstorms out there. Expecting much of the night tonight to be clearing on out. The Perseid meteor showers are going to peak tonight, and it'll be a nice night for viewing, although we could have a little bit of patchy fog as we work our way into Wednesday morning, but that's going to burn off quick. Going to be a nice sunny day. A couple of puffy cumulus clouds may pop up as we go into the afternoon, but really quite stellar here. Maybe even want to give the AC a break as our air quality conditions are not bad tonight. 59 in Baraboo, 57 in Camp Douglas, 63 in Janesville, and 61 in Platteville. So a little bit warmer to the south and east, where that cold front will take a little bit longer to move through, a little bit cooler to the north and to the west. But we're all right around 80 tomorrow, give or take a degree, and that's going to be with a little bit more comfortable humidity levels for a little bit. But that's part of the three things you need to know. It's going to be nice through Friday, warmer as we head towards the weekend, and then those weekend storm chances I've been promising all evening in our 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and now here in our 10 o'clock newscast, that we're going to actually take a peek at how those showers and those storms may pan out as we go into Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Take note of the temperatures. And a little bit earlier in the newscast, I said we're going to have that roller coaster up, and they're going to have a roller coaster down. And in between, we're going to have some weather, and that's going to be shower and thunderstorm activity. It's going to pan out very similarly to what we have been experiencing the past couple of days with on and off storm chances. Hopefully not those prolific rains that we experienced, but that's probably going to be one of the primary modes. Here we are, Saturday morning, rumbles of thunder to start off the day. So towards 6 o'clock in the morning, thunderstorms lining up just north of Madison, but this is a few days out. Point being is I'm expecting shower and thunderstorm activity during the morning on Saturday, a break. Then as we get to 6 o'clock at night, thunderstorms breaking out again. We see those thunderstorms overnight Saturday night into Sunday morning. And then we have a break again on Sunday. And then we repeat again, potentially Sunday night. And then again on Monday, with the main threats being those gusty winds and also being the heavy rainfall. And let's go way out to August 1st to let you know, as we head out towards August, we're going to be between a ridge of high pressure in the west part of the United States that favors warm temperatures, and then a trough to the east that favors cool temperatures to the east. And we are right in the middle. So I'm forecasting temperatures are probably going to be pretty close to normal during that time frame. And along with that, drier than normal conditions, so that's going to give some areas that have had a lot of rain just a pause for a while as we head out towards the end of August.
I can't believe you just said end of August.
Yes.
How did that go?
Here comes September, and then Halloween will be right around the corner.
Right.
And the snow, as I always say.
And then the snow right after that.
It'll be snowing in mere weeks. They were scoring touchdowns tonight at AmFam Field. They forget the runs.
Yeah, and doing it against the guy they did it against makes it even more impressive. But will it be enough to get the win? Still to come in sports, the Brewers are the best team in baseball, going up against one of the best pitchers in baseball. Could they get it done? The answer next on News 3 Now. The Brewers are the best team in baseball, and it's really not that close. They've won 25 of their last 29 and 10 in a row. But that streak was at stake tonight, facing the phenom, one of the best pitchers in the game, Paul Skeens. But nothing can stop the Brewers. Their first at bat of the game, and Sal Frelick frolics around the bases. The solo shot got things started because later it was Christian Yelich's turn. He turns and burns on a ball to left center, and you can forget about it. This time it's a two-run shot, and it makes it 6-0 Crew. But still, they were just getting started because who else but Andrew Vaughn eviscerates a three-run homer to make it 12-0. The Crew are just crazy. They win their 11th straight, 14-0, the final score. When the preseason AP Top 25 came out yesterday, it confirmed what we already knew about Wisconsin football's schedule this season. It's as tough as it gets. They play 3 top 10 teams and 5 teams in the top 15. For Rico Hallman, he knows that no one on the outside believes in Bucky and sees this slate as their chance to prove everybody wrong.
We know what the outside is saying about us and their perspective on us and what they expect us to do this season, and that just excites us. We always look at our schedule and we say it's a lot of opportunities to put what we want on film, a lot of opportunities to get the W and represent it the right way, and so we're excited for that because that's all the motivation we need, and we really look forward to this schedule and proving everybody wrong.
The injury bug has been spreading at Lambeau, and this time the sting was sharper. Jordan Love injured a ligament in his non-throwing thumb and had surgery to repair it this morning. A procedure the team says went perfectly, and the Pack hope he'll be back to practicing next week. They're also confident that he'll be ready for week 1, but as far as the rest of the preseason goes,
I don't know until he gets back here and see how he feels. I mean, we'll see. Obviously, he'll be out this week. And then I would put it highly unlikely that he plays for Seattle. As far as the practice is concerned, I can't tell you that at this moment.
But whoever is under center, it seems like the Packers have a new fan in John Tanjay, who says because he's a Badger, he's jumping on the Packers bandwagon. But that doesn't make him a fair weather fan. Speaking of weather, stick with us. Alex has a final check of the forecast.
Well, finally tonight, a former sheriff's canine on a new mission to maintain law and order in our ecosystem. Researchers at Michigan State University enlisted an English Springer Spaniel, complete with the protective gear. Even runs a little clunky in the outfit. But that's an English Springer Spaniel sniffing out a disease that threatens honeybees. Maple's career in law enforcement actually ended, unfortunately, with an injury last year.
But this 9-year-old is still armed with a keen sense of smell. She's using it to protect one of nature's most important pollinators. It turns out approximately one-third of the human diet comes from plants pollinated by bees.
Wow.
My 13-year-old dog, tomorrow, his birthday, he is not so productive with his sniffer. We should also mention tomorrow is Alex's birthday.
Yes, an early happy birthday.
Happy birthday tomorrow. You're taking the rest of the week off,
yeah,
right?
Take a couple days off. Much appreciated. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. We got nice weather through Friday, stormy this weekend, and then nice next week. So,
all right.
Enjoy it.
Yeah,
Enjoy it. Happy
you.
birthday, Alex. Colbert's coming up next.
Have a good night.